Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to a video. Man, I am stoked. Okay, first off, a huge shout out to Tamashii Nations for allowing me to do this early review of the New York Comic Con Super Saiyan Gogeta exclusive edition release. Okay, now, I'm pretty sure if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I am a fan of OG Dragon Ball Z Gogeta, so I am so happy that we finally have him in figure form. Now don't get me wrong, I do have some, qualms there about the way it's been released. However, that topic can be left for another time, and maybe a good live stream about this type of stuff will be really cool. But anyway, at hand, this is the brand new exclusive from Tamashii Nations. Now, if you're lucky enough to be in New York and going to the Comic Con, which is being held October, 8th and 9th, I believe. Sorry, 9th to 12th, 2025. So that's probably from the time that I put this video up, about a week or two time, so not too far away. However, don't worry, if you can't attend the event, they have said that it will be available at select stores, I believe they said, so like the New York showroom most likely, as well as P-Bandai USA, and maybe some other official events. So if you can't attend the event, don't worry, you will be able to get your hands on this release. So in saying that, don't go running out to scalpers straight away. Hold fire a little bit. I think you will have multiple chances to get your hands on this figure for retail price, which is $80 US, which is in the range of your normal exclusive edition. So yeah, jumping into this figure at hand, obviously the box, the same exclusive duotone colouring, which looks amazing. He's there with his iconic pose, which is the pose he does on the movie poster. Got a bit of a story there. So way back in the day, man, I must have been maybe 15 or so, went out with mates to swamp meet, out in the whoop-whoops, and yeah, just amongst looking for car parts and stuff, right, as you do when you're a bit younger. And at the time, like, Dragon Ball Z was on TV, but still like maybe Saiyan Saga, maybe Frieza Saga if we were lucky. And then just randomly in one stall behind a bunch of parts was the movie poster for this, and it blew my mind. I was like, what is this? Orange I love, one of my favourite colours, but the design was great. I was like, man, this looks like Goku, but is it? What's this now? And as a woman Japanese, couldn't read it, and always stuck with me. I had no idea what it was, and I hunted for a long time until I finally found out about the movie. So yeah, so ever since then it's been one of my favourites. So yeah, a little bit of a side story there. Oh, I actually do have the actual movie poster sitting above my PC as well. Another bit of a side story there. Feel free to skip ahead if you don't really care, but maybe a year or two ago I was hunting around for some of the official movie posters, so I wanted to put some up, and the Fusion Reborn poster, extremely hard to find. I was at another figure event that sells like mainly Tokusatsu Godzilla stuff, but they have like secondhand stuff, and there's a guy selling secondhand posters, and there just happened to be one in there. So straight away I had to go around. It wasn't bad, it was like 1500 yen, really cheap, because normally the poster for Fusion Reborn and Movie 13, whew, they are expensive if you ever do see it on auction. So yeah, that's just concepts for, basically one that I am a huge fan of this version of Gogeta, so that's why I'm so pumped to actually get this in hand. Speaking of which, let's pop him out of the box so we can actually see what this figure does come with. Okay, so we have Gogeta in the centre looking absolutely amazing, and one thing, probably you can't tell me, but the finish on the orange, oh my god, so nice. That is, anyway, we'll get a closer look at that soon. But for what he comes with, he obviously gets the halo, 3 additional face plates, and then the spread hands, the Kamehameha grips, the martial arts grip, as well as his finger pointing up hand as well from that iconic pose. Now, compared to the original release, now obviously same body, but some subtle differences in terms of what we get. In this one we get the halo, which wasn't in the original. The original one came with a base head, which we don't get here. It's just with Super Saiyan look, and we get 1 additional faceplate to pair up with that. which is the side-looking cocky smile. I think the teeth gritting one was the original one, but for most of the other faces, the base look and the shouting one are the same. But obviously, nicer printing, since this is a lot like most recent re-releases. Actually, the faces just keep getting better, and Gogeta here is no exception to that. But yeah, absolute, this is seriously hands down probably my favorite Figuarts at all so far for the Dragon Ball line. Yeah, so anyway, let's get him out of the packaging so you guys can see why I love it so much as well. Okay, extremely basic pose here, since I just want to really highlight the finish on this release, because I know, at least for me, it was kind of breathtaking. Like, let's start with the basic part first. The boots are shiny, that's okay, and nothing unique there. The blue for his ankle and belt is really nice, matches. Even the belt, we've got some lighter colours and darker colours. There's a little bit of depth and detail there coming through, especially when it turns around, picks up the light, looks amazing. Same with the legs, we've got that nice kind of grey colour, all the folds, the design, the sculpt. The original Gogeta release was actually really good. I know people get, you know, caught up on this whole 2.0, 3.0, whatever. I don't think in this case it matters. Like, this body type still works extremely well for this figure, and to be honest, I'm thankful we get Gogeta or Z Gogeta in this form with the harder parts, because, and at least me, I'm a little bit more fond of those. But anyway, coming back into a finish, the grey for the belt, not belt, wristband, and same for the vest. And then the hair is good. We get the halo, we've got the clear rod with the gold colour for the actual halo, that's nice. We get a little bit of sheen, colour, some depth and detail on the hair, which works really well. The skin tones are nice. All the ab and detailing, the sculpting in the chest really does bring through some, you know, the shadows. It gives them a lot of depth and detail for this figure. But the part that stuck out to me is those pearlescent orange shoulder guards, neck guard. We get nice dark orange, some lighter orange, some metallic colour in there. It picks up the light, looks amazing. We've got all these sculpting marks. Like, seriously, it looks so, it is the epitome of perfect for what I want from a Dragon Ball Z Gogeta. Like, seriously, you just can't get the colour on this. It looks so amazing that this is a must get. Like, to me, this is the grail Dragon Ball Z figure. Out of everything in the whole collection, this is the one figure which for me is top. He's standing up there as the best Figuarts for me. You know, maybe Articulation is better articulated figures, sure. Maybe some figures have some slightly nice finish in some areas, but just overall the presence that this figure brings is absolutely amazing. To me, it's all down to those shoulders. If that was a flat single colour, it just doesn't work as much. Now, if you're familiar, you may even be able to see in the corner of my display, I do actually have a custom Z Gogeta that I made many years ago. And again, very similar colours used, but since it's flat shoulders, it definitely does look a lot more flatter. It just doesn't work as well. And the fact that they've given that EE treatment with the special colouring, which we don't normally get, it works so well here. I just love, like I said before, the more softer, almost yellow tones on top, and the way the metallic flakes is picking up the light, it is amazing. So much so I might change the lenses so you can get in and have a bit more of a closer look, but if I just move the light over, you can probably see it just picking it up. But seriously, this is a must-have just for those shoulders alone. But yeah, let me actually try and get in a bit closer. I do have my other lens here, which I'll switch over. Don't normally use it for reviews, but for this one I really want to get in really close so you can check it out in all of its fine detail. Okay, check that colour out. Hopefully it's really crisp and clean for you. Just note this is a macro lens, so it is going to show up a lot more detail than what you'd normally see in your normal eye in terms of like maybe imperfections or anything like that. But this should give you a really good clear idea of the colouring and that metallic kind of flakes that's on there, especially with a nice yellow to burnt orange and the way it's picking up the light. I mean, just check out the shine and the reflections on those shoulder parts there. It looks so amazing, especially when contrasting with the matte for the vest there. Yeah, like I said, I absolutely love this figure. It's something that I can just stare at all the time. But yeah, I think if I get too distracted here, we will never finish this video. So let's move over and we can take a little bit look at the overall articulation in case you are unfamiliar with the original Gogeta release. Okay, so starting with the head will, yeah, the sideways isn't too bad. Going forward, looks down by a few mil. Going back, the hair will hit on the back part, but overall it's not too bad. It does get a middle so of motion. The halo is attached with a peg on the back. It's, you can be held on pretty well, but it's a little bit delicate, so I do recommend being a little bit careful when you are handling this figure. Now for the shoulder pads here, these are on a peg and you can move them out of the way if you want. So yeah, they are actually really fluid and it doesn't really hinder the figure at all, which is nice to see. So the shoulder joint, if you lift it up, you can get the shoulder padding here into the right position that you want. Fantastic range of motion going forward. He can cross his arms without any issue at all. Like I was saying earlier, this figure actually really holds up considering he is a older release in terms of the moulding. Now bicep swivel, elbow joint, that's pretty basic there. It is double jointed but a little bit more limited, but definitely a serviceable range of motion. And then same with the wrist peg. Let me just check which way it's facing. There we go. Yeah, so nice range of motion on the wrist peg as well. So moving over to the torso, actually on the waist there, fantastic range of motion, going back extremely good. We got the range of motion just above his abs, and then when you combine with the hips there, absolutely great range of motion. And when you combine even further with the fallen hips, you can bend all the way over without any issue. The design for the hips and legs on this figure, I think it's really good. It stands up to this day. And you can switch that up there, almost do a split, which is fantastic. Upper thigh swivel, going forward a little bit more limited, but really nice range of motion despite that. And then going back, absolutely fantastic. The knee joint is really good. It is double jointed. You do get a little bit of a gap there, which is something that they are moving away from with some of the newer figures. But overall, it works really well still in terms of the fluidity and motion. Now, this part here is the shin. It doesn't really move, and then the ankle we get a little bit of motion here, a little bit more limited compared to some other figures. So this is the same as the original release. So yeah, overall for an older body type, the range of motion is actually really good, especially in the upper arm body region for this figure. So each and every one of the faceplates on this figure is crisp and clean. That looking off to the side face is amazing. Love that little wee smirk he's got going on. The kind of frown, disapproving frown is great. And then the obviously mouth open, teeth gritting. Everything about the faceplates I think is spot on. I'm digging the look for each and every one of these faceplates. Okay, starting off with the iconic pose to pose, absolutely love this. Obviously you can play around, tweak the pose a lot more, try and get exactly how you want, but just each and every single one of those little wee joints, ever so slightly. But yeah, this is definitely just showcasing the hand that he comes with. Now, due to the design of the figure and the way that the shoulder guards are attached, it will go underneath, whereas obviously in the poster it will go above. Technically, since it is on a peg, you can easily pop it off and switch it around if you so want, but due to the bulk it will kind of be more out like so. So it's not really something that I personally bother with. I much prefer it just like this here, just as per the figure design. But if you do want to see that, I can just pop that off right now and show you what it looks like when it is switched around. So for anyone that was curious, this is what it's like. I personally, I much prefer it the other way around, because the kind of bulk underneath the shoulder there, it kind of detracts a little bit more than what it is the other way. Though, if this is what you really want to do, you definitely have the option and ability to do so. So the other one arm up, iconic pose, yeah, really cool. I know what a lot of people are going to say, we'll cover that in the pros and cons for this figure at the end, but definitely still really cool that he can strike this pose, and again the colour of the orange, oh, so good. But anyway, as we know, static poses not an issue, so let's chuck them into something a little bit more dynamic, and then we can jump into the pros and cons. Okay, really simple Kamehameha pose. Now, Tamashii Nations mentioned before that the legendary Super Saiyan Goku was one of the first ones that could probably do a full straight arm out Kamehameha. I mean, yeah, maybe for a Goku figure that's the case, but for Gogeta, damn, he pulls it off really well. Those arms can be straight, it overlaps. He has no issues pulling off this pose. You can definitely twist the arms around a lot more, get it exactly how you want it, due to the fact he does have fantastic shoulder range of motion. So again, this maybe, I think the original figure came out 2019. That's actually a long while ago now, and it still holds up extremely well. So I think people nowadays judge figures way too much on the age of the mold, and I don't think that's the case. Like, a lot of the old ones hold up extremely well to this day, and overall, you know, with updated faceplates and finish, definitely make a very solid addition to the collection even in 2025. Another simple pose here, highlighting that really cool kind of cocky smirk, looking off to the side. Love this faceplate, really nice. Pairs well with those martial arts grips as well. So again, really fun figure to pose. The range and the legs and the shoulders definitely makes it a lot easier to pose, and actually just enjoyable. It's the main point I want to highlight there. Just a really fun figure to play with and pose. Okay, let's jump into some pros and cons for this release. Now, obviously, I think if you've been watching the video from start to finish, you know my pros. Those shoulders, that finish, oh man, it is so nice. Absolutely love it. The moment I open up the box, you kind of get that little bit, you know, giggly thing, you know, that kind of butterflies in your stomach feeling almost, because like, it's just so nice, above and beyond expectations when seeing in person. The promo photos made it look really cool. I was really excited to check it out. But seeing it in person, seriously a whole new level, absolutely amazing finish on this figure. I think it's definitely done right. I know a lot of people complain about the shiny metallic finish, like from head to tail, but in this case, works really good, being a bit more selective in the areas that's used. The blue colors, the grays, everything like that is really nice. The shine on the hair is nice, the halo is good. The face plates for this figure is fantastic. Love this off to the side smiling one. The neutral one's great, mouth open shouting, all those really good. And a nice section of hands along with the one for doing his signature move. Articulation overall really good despite being an old body. The printing of faceplates again, you know, been all elevated. So everything there, huge pro. Now obviously the con, I think the biggest one here doesn't come with that effect. I think a lot of people were really hoping that we could get like, I can't remember the name of it, move, I think it changed in English, but you know, the shiny ball, like the kind of metallic-y mix of rainbowy colour ball effect. That would have been really nice to get, just to really tie everything together. It doesn't, you know, it's not an end of the world thing, but that is definitely, I'd say, the biggest con for this release. But yeah, that Plasma Fader is an exclusive. I'm always open to general release for everyone, Premium Bandai, so everyone has access no matter where in the world you are, because nowadays we are a connected world, collectors spanning the globe. I have mates in the Netherlands now, US, Canada, Malaysia, all over the world. This hobby has connected me with a lot of people, and it really does, you know, highlight how diverse the community is, and all the collectors, how we are scattered everywhere, and we'll come together with, you know, one single love, basically Dragon Ball SH Figuarts. So I hope, you know, Bandai, you know, slowly incorporates and embraces that a bit more, so every fan can get their hands on these beautiful figures that they are doing. Now saying that, if you are in America or New York specifically, you can pick this up in person at the New York Comic Con event from, I think I said, the 12th to 15th of October. However, it will also be available on Premium Bandai USA after the event, like all the other releases, and as well I think they said the New York store and other potential events. So keep an eye out for that if you can't get it in the first wave. Again, if you know the event, Premium Bandai, pre-order, you'll get it eventually, maybe a little bit longer, but worth the wait. I know I'll definitely check out my order and getting help from my mates in the USA to get myself, I kind of want to get multiples of this one, just because it's so good. But anyway, that is it for a review. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this Super Saiyan Gogeta exclusive edition. Because definitely for me it is a 10 out of 10 figure, must have. This is going straight in the middle of my collection as the Grail figure. But yeah, let me know if that's the same for you or not. Keen to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. If you did like the video, please do like and share it around. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, that is it for the video. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers!